At what point does a PC desk setup go from normal to ridiculous? Is it here? Or here? Maybe here? Well, today we're gonna find out because I'm using all of your crazy comments and suggestions in order to spice up this setup. At the end of this video, our desk is 100% ridiculous. You won't wanna miss it. But let me know exactly when you think we cross the line from acceptable to absurd.
Make the chair a PC to save on desk space, of course. Yeah, we could try to make that happen. Step one is to get rid of this guy. All right, well, this is the easiest thing to do, but we can do better. We're gonna make this into an actual PC throne. Thankfully, we have a bunch of PCs and cases in the studio, so hopefully this will be enough.
I gathered together as many PC cases as I could and assembled them into what resembles a chair, kind of. Importantly, the back of our chair will be our functioning PC that'll run our whole setup. Conveniently, the height of a normal PC case is actually pretty perfect for accessing this desk.
It would be nice to have taller armrests, though. The challenge now is to find cases for the armrests that are similar sized, pretty similar heights. Ooh, some of these could work.
I ended up testing my luck with the two old Macintosh computers, and wouldn't you know it, look how perfect they fit as armrests.
Honestly, considering it's just a bunch of PCs, it's pretty comfortable.
While the seats coming together nicely, it is missing one crucial piece.
I feel like our throne needs a headrest, another PC on top of our functioning PC.
Finding the right headrest will make or break how this throne comes together, but every PC that I tried was either too bulky or too tall, and so I ended up turning to the 1970s for some inspiration.
Oh. Yeah, it turns on. Just like that, our chair has effectively been upgraded to something way more ridiculous. Add a second desk on top of your desk. Double desk, double desk, double desk. Sounds like you guys want the double desk, so let's do it. And while he does the heavy lifting, you might have noticed this golden circle on my chest throughout this video. While it makes me feel like Iron Man, it's actually the Anker M650 wireless microphone, who's also sponsoring today's video. As a content creator who's a one-man show, hey, what about me? Oh, you don't count, you're me. This wireless microphone setup makes my job so much easier. Not only does the mic sound amazing with its dual channel wireless pickup as well as voice shield noise reduction technology, on top of that, it's so easy to use with being plug and play, and you can customize the look and feel of it. For example, he's already wearing gold, so I'm gonna mix things up with a different color. Conveniently, the Anker M650 comes with additional cover plates for the microphone. And just like that, now you can tell the difference between who's real and who's not. Yeah, do not get me confused with that guy. The M650 utilizes TrueLink wireless technology, which allows for crisp audio up to 650 feet away. And if you find yourself in a noisy setting like this one here, you can enable the voice shield noise reduction setting to make that background sound disappear. This case is honestly what makes the M650 super convenient. Not only does it house the two mics and the receiver, but it also includes both a USB-C and a lightning bolt cable for an iPhone or Android. Being able to seamlessly swap out into each phone is amazing. So if you're a content creator like me, then check out the link below to learn more about the Anker M650 wireless setup.
With the double-decker desk setup secured, this next comment takes things to a whole new level.
Make a glass box with mineral oil in it, then put the keyboard in it, but build gloves into the side so your hands don't get mineral oil on it.
That's right, we'll be submerging our keyboard in mineral oil.
Which is a liquid that has a pretty cool property in the fact that it does not conduct electricity.
That said, we now have two challenges ahead of us. The first is finding a keyboard that can fit inside this container, and the second, well, I don't even know if the keyboard will still work with all this oil poured on top of it.
So don't try this one at home.
But hey, there's only one way to find out. For the first challenge, thankfully I have some small mechanical keyboards.
Will it fit? No, it's too big.
Have no fear, I have another keyboard that is also too big. Looks like we're gonna have to do some keyboard modification. We can shave off 1 millimeter or 2 on each side by removing the keyboard from this case. And all that takes is removing a few screws and deploying a bit of good old-fashioned elbow grease.
Oh, baby. No, it's still just a little too big. Wonder if I can just force it down. I guess I should have plugged in the USB back before I shoved it down there, huh? Maybe if I heat it up, because if you heat it up, it expands, right? Hopefully give us a little bit of wiggle room to push this down further. All right.
With that secured, we've now reached the point of no return. If we decide to pour this oil, our keyboard will effectively be impossible to clean ever again. And we also run the risk of it being destroyed immediately. But you know what? They don't call me the tech tinkerer for nothing.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Our keyboard's now fully submerged in mineral oil, but before we turn it on and test it, the second half of this comment says to add gloves to protect our hands from the oil itself. I was initially thinking of drilling holes in the side of the container in order to have the gloves be able to stick through, but honestly that's a bit complicated. So for this iteration, I'm just going to attach the gloves to the top of the case itself. And with that, we're ready to see if this keyboard works at all. And so as we plug it in, we can see that
no way, the RGB still works.
That looks sick and it's a great sign, but the true test is if the buttons work. And so if we press a key, you can see that Oh yeah, this thing is still kicking. Just like that, we've transformed our keyboard into the most ridiculous, submerged, oil-filled PC peripheral that has ever existed.
Add a second chair to be able to access the double-decker desk. It's not a bad idea. Our PC throne is pretty solid for accessing the main desk, but the second one, that's a bit too high. Hypothetically, I suppose we could stand on top of these just like that and then sit on the TV. That feels a little too sketchy. And it would be nice to have separate access so someone could use the bottom desk and the top desk at the same time. I have an idea. Hear me out, hear me out. So while one person is sitting on the throne wearing their latex gloves typing with their mineral oil soaked keyboard, what if another person simultaneously can access a desk this way up on top? Introducing a ladder? Will that work? Oh yeah, don't mind me, just sending some emails from my upper deck desk setup. How you doing down there? Oh, you know, my hands are just covered in mineral oil as I send emails out from my lower deck desk setup. You guys have left some great comments, so keep it up again. We'll continue this series. I'm having an absolute blast. One question I have, which I'm not sold on, is the direction that our main PC is facing. So if you're sitting here, the fans would be spinning right behind you. Would it be more cool if it was flipped around such that when you were standing behind it, you could see all the running parts? It's almost the case of those gamer headsets that have RGB. The RGB isn't for the person wearing it, right? Because they can't see it. So do we make this visually appealing for other people or the coolest for the person who's using it? If we do want it to be exposed for other people, let's go ahead and flip this PC around. And honestly, this could be cool because then we can do some more ridiculous stuff inside the PC that won't be constrained because someone's sitting on the other side of it. Now we just have to find a way to plug this all together. Yeah, so cable management, we're just gonna go with the flow. That's what I like to say. Function over form. I'd rather it work and look bad than not work and look good. So let's see if it works at all. Plug in our second monitor, our main monitor. Then all we have to do is plug in our HDMI cable into this PC, which is gonna pose a challenge. I think our cable is too short. Okay, we have like an extra foot or so with this new HDMI. Hopefully with that. Oh yeah, okay, this is gonna be plenty of room. We can even put it under the desk. Cable management pro, let's go. Having a PC behind you is really interesting too because your mouse and keyboard have to plug in behind you as well. We're gonna be sitting not on a throne of PCs, but a throne of cables, it appears. I wanna make sure that this CRT TV actually is displaying something. What I do know how to connect is a Texas Instrument computer from like the 1980s. What's one more PC to an entire throne? How many computers does your setup have? Yes. How about we do a mini moment of truth? Spins to life, coming together slowly but surely. And now it's time for a speed round. There needs to be a shelf on the top of the setup where all the thermal paste substitutes can sit on top of. Oh yeah. In fact, we can make a podium to memorialize the top 3 best performing thermal paste substitutes that we've tried on this channel. Bronze medal goes to toothpaste. In second place, we have honey. First place, we have none other than lotion, which in the very short run is indistinguishable from thermal paste. Pretty crazy. Add a mouse on the left-hand side for the ultimate dual wielding experience. Hear that, buddy? You're gonna get a friend. Right-hand mouse, reporting for duty. Left-hand mouse, right beside you. Please put a can of beans on the desk. Signed, the Bean Overseer. If you do actually oversee all the beans in the world, curious to see what your reaction is to my bean PC. I'm not sure what kind of beans you prefer, so I got a couple options just to be safe. Right there, and the other right there. You know, they kind of look like speakers in this setup. How cool would it be to turn these cans of beans into speakers that would actually work with the PC? All right, someone comment that so we can do it in the next episode. Make the biggest tube of yeaster paste and put it behind the desk. I got something that can work. This is a normal size tube of yeaster paste, 3.5 grams, and you can check it out at yeasterpaste.com. But this is the largest tube of yeaster paste that I have. I think it'll fit nicely in our setup. Old computer parts in resin. I do happen to have a CPU cast in resin, and it even has thermal paste included. We can use it as a coaster in case we have any drinks. Mount a monitor to the underside of the second desk.
To take this suggestion just a step further, instead of just mounting the monitor on the underside of the desk, how cool would it be if we could swivel it downwards when in use and then hide it back up when it's not in use? I'm not sure how feasible it's gonna be, but let's give it a shot. But first we'll fetch out our handy dandy portable monitor, which is currently in our Amish Fireplace PC. And if you're wondering what an Amish Fireplace PC is, then check out this video. But now that we have this monitor, we need a way to hinge it up and down. And what better hinge to use than a broken laptop? It's funny, this portable monitor came from a laptop and now we're putting it back in a laptop, but still using it as a portable monitor. The cycle of life. With the laptop monitor adhered upside down, as we let go, it does in fact stay in place. And better yet, we can pull down the screen to reveal it.
That is sick. Look at that.
Do you think we've crossed the line from normal to ridiculous in this desk setup yet? My main concern with this monitor is that if it ever decides to fall, it'll plop directly into our mineral oil bath, likely exploding a giant mess that does not sound fun to clean up, but that's a potential problem for future Mr. Yeaster.
Have your setup play retro games. I think we can make that work. How about Space Invaders, which we can play on our PC throne? Can your gaming chair do this? Ah, game over. Make it so that the computer needs coffee to operate. I actually think I can make that work, but we'll save it for the next episode. So make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you then.